Hello, it's been a glorious week here in Northern Ireland, and I hope you've been enjoying it. This is the DUP Weekly Review, your roundup of the week in Stormont and Westminster. Diane Forsyth and Jonathan Buckley addressed the impact of President Trump's proposed tariffs, warning that Northern Ireland must be protected from any EU retaliation. Jonathan challenged those who consistently put the EU before Northern Ireland to rethink their priorities, and he urged the Economy Minister to focus on supporting our local economy, not the so-called all-island economy. On Tuesday, I marked a sombre anniversary by remembering the victims of the Mountain View Tavern attack 50 years on. 5 innocent people lost their lives in that horrific bombing. I paid tribute to their memory and to the many families still living with the trauma. Deborah Erskine condemned recent remarks by GAA President Jarlath Burns, who described the A5 as a GAA road. She called the comments crass, ill-founded, and tone-deaf to the genuine community feeling in the area, especially considering the tragic loss of life on that route. Also this week, Diane Forsyth welcomed further progress on legislation introducing baby loss certificates in Northern Ireland. This is a compassionate and meaningful step for bereaved families, giving formal recognition to a profound loss. In education, the DUP stood firm as the Alliance Party attempted to delay support for families struggling with the cost of school uniforms. Their move was defeated. Education Minister Paul Givan made clear that playing politics with people's pockets is unacceptable and shows just how out of touch Alliance is with the financial pressures facing many families today. I was honoured to congratulate Linfield Football Club and the Belfast Giants on their league successes, outstanding achievements for both clubs. Emma Little-Pengelly outlined our opposition to the creation of a £1 million a year climate change commissioner role in Northern Ireland. The functions are already being done, and this money would be far better spent supporting frontline services and working families. Peter Martin and Harry Harvey spoke during a debate on respite services. They called for urgent improvements to access, ensuring that families who rely on this vital support get the help they need. And now to a roundup of developments at Westminster. Carla Lockhart spoke during a statement on tackling child sexual abuse, calling for sentences that truly reflect the seriousness of these horrific crimes. She also pressed the Chancellor over the devastating impact of her tax policies on family farms and rural communities. Sammy Wilson challenged the government's net zero agenda during several debates, raising concerns about the unrealistic targets, their economic damage, and the impact of new vehicle mandates. He warned that these policies risk job losses, reduced production, and declining investment. He also criticised the faux outrage over Israel's decision to ban 2 UK MPs, reminding MPs that every nation has the right to decide who crosses its borders. Gregory Campbell voiced support for a fair approach to taxation, but warned that wealth taxes could drive high earners and their contributions out of the country. He also called for clarity and certainty for businesses affected by EU tariffs in the wake of the US trade dispute. In a Westminster Hall debate on the global persecution of Christians, Gregory praised the work of groups like Open Doors UK. Sammy Wilson said that the UK must do more to support those persecuted for their faith. Jim Shannon highlighted the escalating global crisis of persecution, reminding Parliament that the right to believe and worship is a fundamental human freedom. Carla Lockhart focused on the particular vulnerability of women and girls facing discrimination for both their faith and their gender. In a debate on recognising the late Lieutenant Colonel Blair Mayne, Jim Shannon led calls for a posthumous Victoria Cross. Carla Lockhart praised Mayne's exceptional courage, legendary leadership, and unrelenting service for our country. Finally, Party leader Gavin Robinson and Deputy Leader Michelle McIlveen met the Secretary of State to discuss a range of issues impacting upon Northern Ireland, not least the potential impact of tariffs. That's all for this week. Stay connected with your local DUP representatives and follow us on social media for the latest updates. Thanks for watching.